This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Retrovision, the right advice at the best price. Safety Compliance Global, taking care of all your safety requirements. The Ray Hotel, discover the best pub experience in Fremantle. And Eco Action, inspiring positive environmental change. Thank you all for supporting local.
Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch. We are plating up WA in more ways than one today. We're talking about plating up WA as a program. We've got Chef Dylan talking to Nisha very, very soon. We've also got Alexander Sacosta coming in to talk entertainment, pop culture with Demelza Leonard. Treble, the music band, is in the trio. They're coming in to sing, and we're also going to have a chat to them today as well. And we've also got, who else? We've got Michael Pine Guy coming in with his Sextet news. They've got some great shows coming up. And also The Gig Guy with Jamie McCandy. Big show, Big Couch, 8:05 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch wherever you might be watching us around Australia. This is Ellenbrook Secondary College. We're in Studio 3 or Media 3 here in the fantastic Performing Arts Centre. Thank you for your company wherever you are in Australia. Big show today. Let me get straight into it. Nisha is talking up about Plating Up WA. It's a fantastic local program. She's got a great guest. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Fred. We love talking about delicious food and Western Australian events here on The Couch. And thank you to Buy West Eat Best. Plating Up WA is in its 7th year. And Dylan Cochrane, Executive Chef of Joondalup Resort, is joining us on The Couch.
Thank
Welcome.
you very much for having me. Great.
Very excited. I can feel your energy. Tell us about Plating Up WA. What's it all about?
It's an opportunity to showcase what we have here in Western Australia. It gives the chefs their best of the best in the West, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And it's also there to support our local farmers, producers, fisheries as well. It's a great incentive. There's 240 people on the program at the moment, and very rare to get into. Every year it's growing more and more.
We love the exclusivity, but what's really important, I think our audience to understand, is that it's in the month of June.
Yes.
And it's spread across many sites.
Yes.
Why is it important that it's in the month of June?
Over June, July, we tend to have a decline in people attending restaurants due to weather. Maybe they just want to stay at home. We've got kitchens ready with chefs there pumping, ready to still get the food out. And what that happens, it has a knock-on effect. If people don't come in and eat at our restaurant, it then falls onto the farmers, it falls onto our suppliers, the fisheries, our butchers. So it has a chain, and that chain then gets cut out. So it's important to come support us. And this program itself is put in place for people to come and see what we're doing.
Yeah, excellent. So world-class chefs right here in Western Australia, the most amazing produce, and all of us have travelled around the world and you see Wagyu beef, in London, and you think, my goodness. Can you tell us about some of the dishes, like what type of experience you can have going to a restaurant with the Plating Up WA sort of symbol? You've got it next to you there. You might pull it across. There you go. Oh, the little round one there looks amazing. This is what you see.
Over there. Yes.
Yeah, if
That's
you hold it
the
just
symbol
in front of you there, because you don't normally. I just want to bring it across because you need to ask for the dish. So there's a round Plating Up WA, our special, and you need to actually ask for the dish.
Yeah.
What kind of dishes do you serve?
So from our side, we've actually put one dish on the menu. It's our showstopper. We've gone fully into our Fatari with the Gilmore family. That's our MB9 plus full blood Wagyu. Not only did we accommodated for this, we've taken our old one off the menu, and this is just on the menu for the month of June as well.
Wonderful. So going to Joondalup Resort, you can have that delicious Wagyu.
Come to the alcove, correct. That's the place to come and get it. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, great. And there's quite a number of restaurants on this list. Like you said, it's exclusive. Not everyone can get on it. So you've got Nonna's Pizzeria, Sandalford Restaurant. There's so many Senses Restaurant, Wine Bar, The Principal, Alba, Amelia Park Restaurant. So wherever you are in Western Australia, don't be held down by the weather.
Correct.
So, Plating Up WA, you mentioned how it's obviously really important for
Yes.
our whole industry. What else makes it special for the audience, like when they come? Like, what is it about the event?
It's about locality, I think. Seasonality and locality is where it sits. Without our suppliers doing what they do within that month, it's totally useless. And I think it's good to educate people on what we have here in Western Australia. We take food for granted. The fact that you go to a supermarket and you pick up asparagus out of season and not knowing where it's coming from. What we're doing at the moment is reducing not only our carbon footprint, but supporting local. By supporting local, you get more of a community understanding as to what we're trying to do as a chef, as a farmer, as a producer.
I like that. So the narrative, including environmental sustainability, very good for taking your family, your
Huge.
children,
Huge.
understanding nutrition as well, I imagine.
Yes.
The descriptions you provide with the
Yes.
meals is really important.
True.
And are there any cooking demonstrations this year? Or is that an idea for next year?
Maybe an idea for next year. Let's go with this. Maybe
Or an idea for Fred. We want a cooking segment.
Yeah, let's give it a go. Why not? You know what I mean? We're growing year on year. The alcove itself is growing year on year as well. We've done something amazing. We're not just that little restaurant in a resort. We now have our own little entity, which I think is quite important. The team there are just pumped to just do good food at the moment. So
Excellent.
maybe we can have a full-on team cooking event next year.
That sounds amazing. And it's a family-run business, it sounds like, as well.
It's family orientated. It's a golf estate, so lots of people in and out, young families coming to stay during winter and during summer.
Excellent. And Buy West Eat Best, how important is their support for this event?
Without them, this wouldn't be possible. I think it should be an incentive that sits on the menu throughout the year, not just over a course of the month. Like I said, we showcase so many good ingredients right here, from Geraldton to Fremantle all the way down to Albany. They should have something on the menu every single month of the year.
Yes, okay, well, that's what we're visioning. I'm very happy with that. Very quickly, what are
Slowly.
some of the seasonal things ready? So we know we talked about the truffles being ready
Yeah.
soon. What else is ready?
From our side, obviously, we're staying within our winter vibes at the moment. And like I said, we're working with a lot of, it gets a little bit boring, but we've got like good potatoes still coming through on season as well.
Yeah.
We're using a bit of beetroot that's ongoing as well, yeah.
Wonderful.
And obviously our fish is still there and those type of
So
things. yeah.
something for everyone. That's
Yes,
brilliant.
correct.
Okay, so Dylan, where do we find out more about the event? Beautiful. Yeah, Plating Up WA.
Plates Up WA.
Excellent. So I'll get you to look into camera 3 and tell us, there we go, we've got the details.
Platesupwa.com. Go on there, have a look at the restaurants. There's chefs, like I said, the whole month of June. They're just ready to cook for you. Come in and try it out. Support us, support Buy West, Eat Best, and Plates Up WA.
Excellent. And they can find you where?
Joondalup Resort, the alcove, and the team. I'll be there on the pass cooking it up.
We'll see you there, Dylan.
Thank you very much.
so much.
Cheers, thank
if you've
you.
missed anything at all there, you can go to thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page. But I am so hungry now, I need to go. So back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha, and thank you to Dylan as well. Plating Up WA. It runs for the whole of June. Please support those wonderful restaurants all around WA with the sign that says Plating Up WA. And who wouldn't want to be part of this great program? When you eat best, you eat it from the West, and that's what we love you to do. And Alcove, what a wonderful place to eat, and you're going to have Chef Dylan there looking after you. Do they do breakfast, lunch and dinner?
We actually do, yes.
Well, there you go. I'll be there tomorrow. Well done. Please support them. Now, somebody else that's doing something else that's WA grown. It is Treble singing for us today. They've got a great new song, Down in the Theatre. Another year, another you, another yesterday. Here they are.
Here we are in harmony, friends and family, you and me. Every heartbeat, you wine, makes familiar faces shine. Candles burn the night away, songs and laughter seize the day. 12 long months we've had to wait, now it's time to celebrate.
Another year, another you, another yesterday. We'll celebrate the moment like it's meant to stay. Bringing in the future's brighter than the tunes we play. you, another yes, yes, yesterday.
We're determined, come what may. We are not just here to play. Party time, repaints each scene. Make some sense of what they mean.
Another year, another you, another yesterday. Remembering the moments when we had to pray. Wishes and decisions made and then we pressed the play. Another year, another you, another yes, yes, yesterday. Every day another chase, and our partner in the dance. Every season, every cheer, every memory we hold dear. Another year, another you, another yesterday. We'll celebrate the moment like it's meant to stay. Bringing in the future's brighter than the tunes we play. Another year, another you, another yes, yes, yesterday. Remembering the moments when we had to pray. Wishes and decisions made and then we pressed to play. Another year, another you, another yesterday. We'll celebrate the moment like it's meant to stay. Bringing in the future's brighter than the tunes we play. Another year, another you, another yes, yes, yesterday. Yesterday. Yesterday, yesterday.
There you go. That is the fantastic treble. They'll be in later on to have a chat to us, and we've got a couple of more songs coming up. Thank you very much. Have a rest now, and we'll see you very soon. Talking about seeing very soon, another couple of West Australians that we always buy best when we buy West. Demelza Leonard, pop culture, and of course Alexander Sacosta talking entertainment. Welcome to both of you.
Hello.
Hello, Fred.
Now, what have
Yes.
you got for us? And Alexander will come in and interject, should I say, in between these. I'm
It's for the
sure.
best.
It is.
It's for the best. So.
Especially in the West. Buy best, eat best,
Yes.
interject West.
So Sesame Street,
Yep.
56 years of Sesame Street, it was in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So basically what has happened is Warner Brothers Discovery, and which has HBO Max, pulled
funding.
they decided not to continue their partnership with Sesame Workshop, which runs Sesame Street. At the same time, PBS, which airs it in the US, the Trump administration pulled its funding for
As they
a
would.
whole heap of
Executive
Trump
direction.
decisions. We won't go into that, shall we? However, and basically what that meant is after the 56th season,
Yeah.
Sesame Street as we know it would potentially
Come to an end.
come to an end, or there would be some sort of change that needed to happen. Thankfully, Netflix heard Elmo's cries that he was out of a job and came to the rescue, and they have now signed a multi-year deal with Netflix to not only air it on Netflix but also to keep it on PBS as well. And one of the
Wow.
reasons behind that is because PBS Sesame Workshop, which runs Sesame Street, the mission of Sesame Street is to make it as accessible for every child in the world.
Yeah, well, you know, us growing up in Australia, I think Sesame Street's been there since I've been living here. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't watch it anymore, clearly, but is it still on TV
Yeah,
here in
it's on
Australia?
ABC, so they air new episodes in the mornings,
Yep.
and then they get repeats at lunchtime and then in the afternoon.
Wow.
So it airs 3 times on ABC. The format of it is actually going to change. So where we've had it as this magazine style, with, you know, the songs like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
You know it
10,
well.
11,
Too
12.
well.
Well, I was watching Sesame Street up until 6 years
And
ago.
can I just say, you've got
So-
a young son as well.
Yeah.
Did he watch that? I mean, I know
Absolutely.
he's too old
Elmo,
now.
his first birthday was a Sesame
Well,
Street
there you
scene.
go. And I think everybody's had kids or grandchildren or nephews and nieces that have had an Elmo or a Sesame Street.
Yeah, well,
and
Tickle Me Elmo.
Is it Elmo, the red,
Yeah.
the doll?
Tickle
I think
Me
I've got
Elmo.
one at
Like,
home.
I don't
Yeah.
know, when that toy came out, my friends, as delinquent 17-year-olds that we were, we used to go to Toys R Us and set off all the Elmos on the shelf.
Toys R Us, the 90s.
Did you have anything to add, Alexander?
I
So you
do,
wanted to
Fred.
talk about
Actually,
this too.
in a cost of living crisis, I think a street like Sesame Street is very valuable.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand why you'd want to sell the kind of property, because everyone wants to live on Sesame Street.
Yeah,
so if
correct.
you want to make some quick dosh,
Yeah.
I would sell that. But when you think of someone like Oscar the Grouch, that's someone I've always respected.
Yeah.
I thought
He-
you would.
yeah.
I thought you would.
Because he knows who he is. He's angry, he lives in a trash can, and that's it.
Exactly.
And I respect that.
Hey, so look forward to more Sesame Street thanks to Netflix. What's happening with Jim Morrison?
So Jim Morrison, I don't know if you knew about this, but 37 years ago, in 1988, Jim Morrison's grave, the bust and statue on his grave,
Yeah.
was stolen.
Oh.
And according to, this is a very long name for a organisation,
Yeah.
the Financial and Anti-Corruption Brigade of the Directorate of Judicial Police of the Prefecture of Police in Paris
Yeah.
have said they have recovered that
Where was it?
bust. They haven't given any
Oh,
other information.
okay.
All they have said
There it is there on
is
screen,
that
by the way.
the bust that was stolen has been found due to some investigation that they were looking into cold
That would be a
cases and
very
things like
valuable bust as well.
that.
Would you
Very
imagine that, Jim
valuable
Morrison?
bust. And 1988, this was stolen from a Paris cemetery. So it's been recovered, and I'm assuming once the court case happens, we will learn so much more as to who it was, why they did it, and go from there.
Well said. Now, Peppa Pig has got an addition to the family.
Yes, Peppa Pig. Now, I feel like Peppa Pig might be giving Bluey a bit of a run for her money at the moment. Everyone's Team Bluey at the moment. Peppa Pig has a new baby sister. After
Yep.
20 years, Peppa and George now have another little sibling. And the way that it was announced in the US, Good Morning Britain actually announced it as a breaking news story that
Wow.
Peppa Pig's little sister had been born, and they did announce that there was a little pig on the way. And on top of that, she was born at the same hospital that Kate Middleton's children
Oh,
were
the two- the
born.
kids.
Yep, the
Oh,
kids were born.
the prince and
so the
princess.
same, and they had the town crier who said, "Lend me your ears for news of the birth of a daughter to Mummy and Daddy Pig. Peppa and George have a baby sister. Long live Evie Pig."
Wow. Now,
So they went all
just
out
to
for little
inform me,
Evie.
is Peppa Pig Australian?
No, she's
Oh,
British.
thank God for that.
Bluey
I don't
is
watch
Australian.
it. Bluey's
so
the
Bluey's
Australian
the
one.
two
Okay,
dog.
I've just got to know
like
these
Bluey's
things.
the little blue dog
Yep.
that is just taking the world
Because I
by
was going to say
storm.
they've spelt pepper wrong.
Yes.
It's Peppa
yes.
here on
So
here.
Peppa Pig was pretty much the it kids TV show.
Yeah.
All the kids were watching Peppa Pig.
Mm.
It had some controversy because she's not very kind to her dad, and there's a lot of parental groups that
Yes.
say it's not a great show for kids to learn from and watch. And then Bluey came along.
Whatever
and
happened to Dick and Dora that we used to read?
Sooty
This
and
is a-
Sweet.
Yeah,
Do you
and-
remember Sooty and Sweet?
And what about Dora the Explorer?
Dora the Explorer.
Backpack's
yep,
gone. She's
yep.
probably grown up now, and I don't know. We
No
don't see them
swipey,
anymore.
swipe.
She's
I know
exploring
Swipey.
middle age, Fred.
I don't know. I haven't followed these new
Yeah,
craves.
so
I guess.
they've all like Doc McStuffins is another
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It changes very rapidly,
Interesting.
but yeah. So Peppa Pig, 20 years of Peppa Pig
And
now,
congratulations on the new family.
and a new family member.
Demelza Leonard, as always, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
What's your website? People want more info.
DemelzaLeonard.com, or they can check out pop culture news on Pop Influence.
And your voice held out.
My voice did hold out.
And Alexander was
Fingers
there
crossed.
just in case. He was ready to go.
He was ready.
Alexander, what have you got for us entertainment-wise? You're talking about the Golden Globes first.
Yes, well, thank you for the beautiful segue. Speaking of white meat, the Golden Globes is adding a new category, Fred. So the
Yes.
Golden Globes is obviously the second most famous award ceremony in the world. Podcasting is going to be added from next year, 2026. Now, why that's so kind of monumental is podcasting is the third fastest growing form of media in the world.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at kind of the amount the volume of podcasts there are, they are taking up a huge segment
It's
of the
huge
media
now.
market.
Everybody's doing them. Everyone's bought their little Roadstar kits.
Everyone has a podcast.
Yep.
Can you believe that, Demelza?
I know,
Everyone.
everybody.
I think Demelza's got one.
Yeah, apparently.
You used to do.
I've done
boss-
a few. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been doing podcasts since 2010.
That's
so
it.
you know,
Before
I'm
it
not
became
jumping.
popular.
Yes, that's so
bandwagon.
great. Back to me. Thank you so much,
Sorry.
Fred. And when it comes to the format, is what it will be good is because it'll really elevate it now because it means it'll get endorsed. And
Yeah.
when people win an award for podcasting alongside cinema
Yeah.
and television, that really elevates the entire medium. So that means more funding and money will go into it as well.
Do you know what? Podcasts, I have to say, I wasn't a big person on board, but I've listened to some people that have been doing it now, and it is such a way of targeting people directly.
Oh my gosh, they're
Because you've got
perfect.
no interruptions. You
No
can listen to it,
and they're long.
Yes.
Like they're not short. You can listen to one while you're driving, while
Correct.
you're working out, in the morning while you're making breakfast, while you're watching Sesame Street, like Demelza does.
And the great thing about podcasts as well, I've noticed with a few radio people that are doing them, you can put more of what people like to hear in it,
Correct.
and less music and less all of that sort of stuff.
Well, you control
What a
the
way.
narrative when it comes to your
Yeah.
podcast. You can decide the segments. You can decide so much more, and it's so much more engaging because you engage your community directly.
So-
They can communicate with you through other social media.
Long live the podcast.
Long live the podcast! I'll be doing a royal decree about that as well.
Thank you very much. Are you doing a podcast yet?
Yes, me and Demelza are actually going to start one. It's
Yeah.
called "Where Is Dora the Explorer?"
I wish. I wish.
It's similar to
It's quite a serious-
Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Yes, except
but
this one's
where
much more
It's
political.
about
Oh,
Dora.
I can't
Yeah.
see it happening unless you've got Bernadette Marie.
Who?
That's what I said a couple of
I
times.
don't
but
know her.
You realise next week she'll be coming back at you. Now, what's happening to Cheers as well?
No, this was sad. So Norm, the character Norm, and the actor George Wendt actually passed away. So an iconic show for people from that time period. Do you remember Cheers, Demelza?
I don't actually.
I certainly remember. It's still on
I
TV as
don't.
repeats.
It had like it really spun
Very
off into
80s.
shows like Kelsey Grammer's Frasier spun off from that, and when you watch that show, it was just this like warm hug of a show. It was
sort
one of the
of
most
like
popular
Friends.
shows.
It was like
oh
the
my
Friends
gosh,
show.
it was the
It
Friends
was
of
big.
the
Yeah.
70s,
It was big.
80s, and like Shelley Long is on there as well. Kirstie Alley was on that show.
Ted Danson.
Ted
Yep.
Danson took
Yep.
over the bar.
Correct.
So yeah, very sad to
I
see.
think
that the
everyone
actor
you
passed
knew
away.
in television, well, today, they're still around, the older
Was
ones, in
on
their
Cheers.
60s. And it's still repeating on a lot of the Foxtel type stuff.
100%. And whenever he would walk into the bar, they'd all go, Norm! Was
Yeah.
the big thing.
Very
so it's
sad.
very sad to hear that he's passed away, but an iconic role of an iconic show.
Well, there you go.
Kind of like our roles.
Yes.
Iconic, eh?
iconic is
Iconic.
the word I'd use.
Talk about iconic. Kim Kardashian, what's she
Speaking
doing?
of icons,
Yeah.
our good friend Kim
Yes.
has finished her law degree. So she's
Yep.
officially a lawyer in the state of
How
California.
can someone tell me, why did she want to become a lawyer? I mean, you guys
Her
know.
father obviously was a lawyer, Robert
Yeah.
Kardashian Sr. So she always growing up would go to the law firm with him and
So
like intern there.
Is it a case of, I've got everything in life that I want. I'm a wealthy person. I'll go in, because you have to still study and do all the
She,
hard work.
Yeah.
there was quite a bit to do with people who were incarcerated unfairly,
Yeah.
and she
she
started
had a
looking
point.
into a few cases,
Yeah.
and I think that then kind of went
Yeah.
through.
So
Then Van
give justice
Jones, I
to
think.
people
was-
that
and
maybe weren't
leveraging a platform which is huge
Hmm.
has allowed her to shine a light on some very pressing legal issues, and I think it's fantastic, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, it's very purposeful work, and you can't say that she's not using her celebrity, if you will, for something very important.
As you know yourself, Alex.
As a lawyer myself,
7
yes,
or 8
Fred.
years of study.
Six
to
and a half,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's a long time.
Yeah.
And then you go into practice. So, look, good on her. Good on Kim Kardashian. And congratulations on becoming a lawyer. But you sort of say congratulations, but then you got to think, she's put in the hard work.
Yeah.
How has she done it while she's been
I don't know.
doing everything else?
Well, it definitely helps to have a lot of money and a lot of people helping you around to take
Yeah.
care of your many, many
I mean,
children.
I used to have a friend of mine in Indonesia that owned a hotel over there.
Yeah.
And her name was Hera, H-E-R-A, married to an Australian.
Ah.
Hera, I used to see her every year when we used to go to Bali. And then one year she said, "Oh, Mr. Fred, I'm studying to be a lawyer." And I said, "Oh, okay." About a year later, we went back and she said, "Oh, I finished now. I've become a lawyer." And I said, "Are you serious?" She goes, yes, here's my certificate. And I said, "You're a lawyer now." I said, "How did you do it?" She goes, "Oh, Mr. Fred, the checkbook." So it works a bit different in Indonesia. She became a lawyer within a year just because you sort of pay your fee. So it's interesting. I think Kim Kardashian has obviously been
She
doing
did
it
have
for
to
many years.
sit exams and things like that, but it is very different in America. It's not like she had to do like a bachelor's degree per se. It was done through more of a like study program than it was a full-on university course.
Sounds good. Was there anything else that we missed today that you wanted to cover?
No, I don't know the births of any other fictional characters.
Peppa Pig is not
No one's
Australian.
expecting, no one else is expecting that, I know.
No,
so.
but we'll keep you informed.
Alexander, where do we find more about you and not
Oh
about
my
Bernadette?
God, not about Bernadette or Demelza. AlexanderSacosta.com or thesmolder.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or at literally every event. I'll be the MC.
There you go. And if you want him to do some presenting, please contact us here at The Couch if you don't catch his own sort of tags there. We'll be back with more of The Couch coming up after this. Stick around. Welcome back to The Couch. Michael Pinagi is back in the studio. I haven't spoken to him for about a year. He's got a great show. And we're going to talk about his sextet with our very own Nisha. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Fred. And we're in the music now and entering the world of jazz. Welcome, Michael. How are you?
I'm very well, Nisha. Thanks for having me.
So lovely to have you. And we're talking today about your upcoming show, aren't we?
Yeah, I've got a show June 1st. It's taking place at in Fremantle, Duke of George. And it's the group which I've first formed in the 90s, jazz-based. We mix a bit of soul, jazz in there as well. Primarily instrumental, but we also featuring a wonderful vocalist called Sian Brown, who I've collaborated with over the years. And originally she was sort of a bit more folk, but she has some lovely things going on, so it's going to be wonderful to include her because we've just had a re-release of a track that we recorded in the early 2000s.
Beautiful. And I'm sure there are some people on their couch at home wondering, wow, how did Michael get into the world of jazz?
Yeah, I think jazz initially was through my dad. You know, he took me to see Dave Brubeck, early on, and I think he was hoping that I'd be admiring the piano, but I was at that stage very interested in drums, so I came out saying I want to learn drums. I was at WAPA. I grew up in New Zealand, but I came specifically to Western Australia to go to WAPA.
Fantastic, a great institution, WAPA here.
Yeah, so many wonderful musicians, actors, come through there. So it was a privilege to be able to be there and learn. And then I formed the sextet, MPS, or Michael Pinagi Sextet, shortly after I left. We recorded our first album and then were invited over east, played around Australia, and then a little bit later were invited to the US, and we played in New Orleans and Los Angeles.
Oh, New Orleans, fantastic. So it's wonderful to always hear people in their passion. What types of projects have you been working on sort of in recent times?
Yeah, in recent times, in the early 2000s, I sort of started to broaden out a little bit and started to mix hip-hop with jazz and later moved to the Middle East, actually, in Dubai and Doha, and formed a group called the Awakenings Ensemble, which was very world music based. And I think the last time Fred and I spoke was about a project from that group, which is called Tales from the Orient.
Okay.
I've done... sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that sounds fantastic that you're integrating culture and your music.
Yeah, I think one of the things which started to happen early on is that I got known for bringing different sounds together. So from Jazz Meets Mozart to the Awakenings Ensemble and doing arrangements for orchestras and people like Ben Folds and things like that. So I think perhaps that's part of my musical DNA.
Yeah, beautiful. What other types of projects have you worked on?
I've got one with an awesome vocalist from Perth called Sophie Foster. She features with Wazzo sometimes, but I think probably her core would be sort of soul and R&B, and so yeah, I've been very fortunate that we've worked together and written quite a few songs together. And so that, and I do travel a bit to Asia, so I was recently in Singapore performing with a lady called Ella Mae Fernandez, who's great. She's Probably one of the best jazz singers I've worked with, actually.
Wow,
She's
that's
lovely.
a big call.
Yeah,
coming
she
from
is
you.
amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we all love Singapore on the couch as well, all the delicious food and amazing. So we're very excited to hear about what's coming up for you in the future. So you're going to keep coming onto the couch, I hope.
Oh, I hope so. I'd love to come back.
But before that, can you tell us a little bit about how we get tickets to your show?
Oh, yeah. So this Sunday at Duke of George, best place is Moshtix. And just search my name, Michael Panagi. We'll look for the date, June 1st, and it'll come up. Yeah, so that's sort of the first one. And over the next few months, what I'm really trying to do, I feel like, musicians, we're quite good at playing, hopefully, but we're not necessarily that good at spreading the word. So I'm sort of trying to get the word out about other channels as well. But
yeah, well, fantastic. Anything that you want to come and chat about here on the couch, you are always welcome.
Thank you.
Now, one last thing. For people that might have not, engaged in jazz in the past, can you tell us in a few words, what the experience will be like? Because I've been. I think it's amazing. So.
Yeah, I think one of the things which is really important is that when you go to a jazz concert, I think one of the lovely things to experience is the interaction between the players, but also the music coming off stage and the feedback and the change that you can make as an audience member. So the way that you interact with the musicians actually changes the way they play.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I'd love people to come down and experience that with us. And if they're looking for music of mine, all of it's available on Spotify and YouTube as well. So
fantastic. So Spotify and YouTube. Search Michael, and all his details are also going to be on thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page. We just had Plating Up WA on the couch too, so I think what's really important too is you can have a nice meal and then go watch the jazz. Hey,
exactly.
How does that sound?
Exactly.
A great date night. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining
Nisha.
us, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
See you again.
Okay, guys, back to you now, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. Michael, just a quick question for you. On the night of your show on the 1st of June, how long is the show going to be?
Doors opened at 6. You can eat there, and the show will start at 7, and we'll be finished by about 9.
And what can we expect on that night? What sort of music are you going to be playing?
Yeah, well, we're going to be playing. It is jazz based, but we were very influenced, particularly on the second album of the group, by soul jazz. So we've got an amazing percussionist who will be playing hand percussion, but also vibraphone, and I think that's one of the things that people come away and say, wow, I love how rich the rhythmic side of the group is. And
how hard is it for you to keep finding artists, or do you follow the trend of keeping the same people? Do they stay with you, or do you find new people every year?
Initially, it's quite interesting. Initially, the group was a very static group, static format. But after early 2000s, I started to bring in different people, and so what's really nice about this one is I've got some of the original members, but we've got other guests coming in as well. So Sean is one of those, and the percussionist I mentioned before, Steve Richter, he's amazing. So that just really brings different colour to the group, and particularly rhythmically.
It's different, but it's great. It's West Australian. Well done, Michael. Thank you for coming in. Thank you to Nisha as well. Please support them. Buy your tickets for Moshtix. Get them now. Don't hold off because you're thinking, oh, I might not get. You won't get them. They'll sell out, and it's a wonderful West Australian show as well. All right, somebody else that's wonderful in West Australian waiting for us in the pack, in the theatre. It is, of course, Treble. They're singing a great song called As Seen on TV. What a way to go. Here they are, Treble.
In a world of screens, we're a rom-com live. In Trevi and in Trauma, kept our love 5 by 5. With late night talks and morning coffee brews. This is real life, real love, draw win or lose. We've laughed and we've cried, but through it all, same as Cinderella, we never dropped the ball. One roller coaster ride, one hell of a spree. This is our story, as seen on TV. This is love, real love, showing day and night. From comedy to drama, but we fight the good fight. We're heading for a happy ever after on 3. This is our forever, as seen on TV. 2, 1, as seen on TV. The way we first clashed, what
a cute way to meet. And that shy, awkward glance, right there's a whole story beat. It laugh out loud moments and one escapade. The bad news and the wedding paced them unafraid. Every twist and turn, cinema verite. I wouldn't change a moment, wouldn't have it any other way. We write our own script, starring you and me, living out the dream as seen on TV. This is love, real love, showing day and night. From comedy to drama, but we fight the good fight. We're heading for a happy ever after on Tree. This is our forever, as seen on TV. 2, 1, as seen on TV. And where we're headed now, DeLoreans can fly. So with rain on the windows, we take it all in stride. So quick roll the credits on this PG-13 ride. Cause you complete my notebook, and I'm your ride or die. This is love, real love, showing day and night. From comedy to drama, but we fight the good fight. We're heading for a happy ever after on Tree. This is our forever, as seen on TV. This is love, real love, showing day and night. From comedy to drama, but we fight the good fight. We're heading for a happy ever after on Tree. This is our forever, as seen on TV.
Welcome back to the couch. You know I love my ABBA, and you know I love my music. I've got some friends. I also love my friends, and I love bringing them on this show, which today it's all about plating up WA on the couch. And we've got Treble on the couch. Let me introduce them. We've got Tony, Jilly, and Dee. Welcome to the couch, all three of you.
Thank you.
Now, you've made a bit of a journey. You've made a bit of a weekend. You're staying up here at Ellenbrook, where we all come from, for where the studio is. And you've come up from Bunbury, which is an amazing town, 2 hours out of Perth. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming up. I want to know, because you and I go back many, many years, you know, when we were back at school, we were only like 3. Yes. But you guys, for me, were my ABBA friends. Jilly and Tony specifically, we used to do a lot of ABBA shows in Perth. You moved over east, you went to Sydney, you've been to Queensland, and you've come back to Perth. You're living in Bunbury. You've put together Treble. How did that come about, Tony, first?
Treble actually started in 2016 in Queensland. It was 3 of us singing. And then, of course, we had to come back to Bunbury and WA. And once that happened, we thought that was it for singing for us. Yep. But then, through theatre, through the shows, we met this wonderful young lady here, Dee.
Dee came on board. Now, Dee, tell me about your role. So what do you do in the group of 3?
My role is to make sure that these guys are just doing their jobs.
And do they behave?
No.
Not always.
and
Pick and
Jilly,
choose.
it is nice to have you back as well. Now, Jilly's your partner, but also your singing partner.
Yes.
And you guys have been singing for many years. What's it like being part of Treble?
Actually, it's wonderful because I love singing, but I love harmonies. Harmonies, for me, are really important. And it's hard sometimes to find a voice that will fit the 2 of us, and Dee's voice is just perfect.
For those people listening at home, give me an example of harmony.
Of harmony?
Yeah. What do you do as a harmony? Go on, Tony, the musical director.
A little bit of ABBA, yes?
Yes. A little bit of ABBA. Go on.
I have a dream, a song to sing, to help me cope with everything.
There you go. And there's the harmony, and you're all happy. So it's not harmony as in happy, but if you do it right, you're all happy.
Yes. Oh, look, if you've got the happiness on the stage as well, that comes right across through the footlights, as they used to say, and the audience picks that up. And if we can have both kinds of harmony on stage at the same time,
Yep.
you've got a great show.
Now, Tony, you're well known to being in many shows where you're a musical director, but you're also an amazing singer, can I say? Jilly, you've had many years. You sang jazz as well, and other type of
Yes.
music. Give us a bit about your history.
I had 15 years in the WA Opera Company.
Yep.
And then from that, I organised a band to do country. So I had Bojangles for country music, and then sang with my mum, and we sang everything and anything. And when Mum passed away, I thought that was it, and then I met Tony.
And that was the legacy, I guess. Your mum gave you the
Absolutely.
mentoring and the
Yes.
legacy that you've got.
Yeah.
And now you've brought Dee on. Dee, has it been a fantastic joining of the three of you? Have you enjoyed it?
Oh, it has been a beautiful experience, and I love the way that we're sounding when we're singing together.
And very briefly, tell me what it is about singing that you love, Dee. Maybe individually, but we'll ask Dee first. What do you love about being a performer?
I love being able to just have that sound come out and share it with everyone, and I know that if everyone is able to enjoy the sound, it's a beautiful
What about you,
experience.
Jilly? You've been doing it for many years. What do
I
you
have.
still love about it?
What I love about it is the fact that when I sing, I can take away all the worries and the troubles that I've had to go through, especially with health, and it makes me forget. And I have empathy with other people going through it that I sing to,
Yep.
and I can sort of heal them for that time that we're on stage.
So true. Music has that effect, doesn't
Yes.
it? And Tony, what about you? Because you put together so many shows. You put
Yeah.
together the music scores. You put together the music, and you write the songs as well.
Yes, I love creating something new, but making something that feels like a hit. I love writing a hit song.
What drives you, Tony, as a musical director and a writer? What motivates you?
A huge factor of that is positive mental health.
Yep.
I think that we have to be very careful what we listen to in terms of songs. We have to be very careful what sort of lyrics we listen to. So I'm careful to write songs that are positive.
Yep.
And upbeat, even
Is
the
that
slow
hard
ones.
these days? I mean, look at
Yes.
a lot of songs that are out there. They're all, I have to say, pretty dark.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
And I
yes.
don't get why. I get so many performers on the couch and I say, can't you sing Walking on Sunshine or Good Ship Lollipop? Nobody sings the happy songs anymore. Is it something we've fallen into, like a little bit of a trap where everyone has to be depressing and negative and
For it
morbid?
to feel real, for
to
us to be
sell.
authentic, we have to access the deep, dark emotions in ourselves, as though the positive ones don't actually exist or are somehow lesser than. They're somehow a facade. They're not a facade, they're very real. And they're the ones that are all their feelings are infectious.
Now-
Whatever we're portraying out to other people, they're going to pick it up.
All right, now I know we've got 3 minutes left, they've told me. Your music, treble. Tell me what drives the music and what we can expect to hear.
You mean going forward for treble? Oh boy, mashups and medleys and creative originals. We're doing ABBA again. Still, you
Which will
can't
be
get away
great.
from ABBA.
Which is a good thing as well.
Yes.
Now, we had on the show earlier on, at the start of the show, we had Another Year, Another You, Another Yesterday. We also had As Seen on TV.
Yes, which you inspired us for that.
Yes.
Because when we're counting down, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's we had to put that in a song.
And run me the last song that we're going to hear in the next segment
coming
before
up.
the end of the show, Fair Winds and Following Seas. What motivated you to write that?
We were invited by Colin Anker from the Bunbury Sea Shanty Festival for 2025 to perform. And instead of doing what everybody's doing, the Drunken Sailor, Bonnie Ship Diamond, all those classic songs of the Weller Man, everybody's doing a lot of the same songs we saw. So I said, how do we stand out in that calibre of artists? I thought, let's create our own show of sea shanties and seafaring type songs. Let's tell a story, let's do theatre. That's our wheelhouse.
When are we likely to see that? Tell me when that show's
July
on.
the 5th at 3 p.m. at Frothcraft Bun Brewery.
Yep.
It's a mouthful. And
And can people get details on your website or on your Facebook?
Yes, you can go to Humanitics.
Yep.
You can find us on Treble Official on
Yep.
Facebook. That's TR3BLE Treble
That's a
Official.
different way of spelling it as well. Do you
Yeah.
find a lot of people go, I spelt it treble and I can't find you?
Oh, it's not too bad.
It's
I
a good
put both in there.
I think it's a great little creative way of doing it.
Thank
People
you.
remember it better.
You can also have a look for Bunbury Sea Shanty Festival on Facebook too.
Now, if people want to book, you guys are available for parties, birthdays, engagements, weddings,
Yes.
shopping centres, Christmas carols maybe as well coming up to the end of the year. Is there anything else that we've left out that I just want to make sure we promote?
Oh, well.
Individually. Let's ask Tony first. 30 seconds each.
Oh, crumbs. We have, look, you can contact us on on Treble Official at outlook.com, TR3BLE official at outlook.com.
Julie, anything you want to say?
Yes, I think that for the future with the songs that we are doing, they're uplifting, and I think they will fit any
They are beautiful. A lot of fun.
sort of party or event.
And hopefully an album or a single coming out soon. as
Yes,
well.
we have.
Dee, what are you looking forward
We
to?
will put a little bit of a party into everything, and we're looking forward to it.
They are Treble. Thank you very much for coming in today. It's been wonderful having you here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Do you want to go out with 30 seconds of an ABBA song for me?
Yeah.
Go on. I'll count you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Treble.
I have a dream, a song to sing, to help me cope with everything.
If you see the wonder,
wonder, wonder
in a fairy tale,
you can face the future, 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 even if you fail,
I have a dream.
Lovely.
There you go.
Real good.
That's it. Thank you very much for being on the show. We'll take a break. Please watch the next segment because you'll see them perform their fantastic song. Support them. They are Treble. They're here and they are local and they're wonderful. More of The Couch. Another local segment coming up right after this.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. As always, it gives me a great pleasure to invite my next friend on Couch. It is, of course, Jamie McCanty with The Gig Guide. Welcome back.
Good to see you, Fred.
What are you working on at the moment? I know
At the moment, nothing. The band's doing a fair bit of work, which is good. I actually spend a lot of time with the business, making sure that there's a fair amount of bookings out there for musicians and so forth. And it's been a bit of a weird season because I think the elections have put a bit of a wonk in the wheel, so to speak. So things are starting to settle down a bit now. So
I was asked by someone the other
Yeah.
day, does Slim, is he someone we can go to and he can manage our band, or is he just a booking officer? How do you sort of operate?
I sort of give a lot of advice probably to the level of what management normally does. But really what I'm doing is being an agent. I actually give the bands the responsibility of actually looking after their own themselves and their own autonomy.
Yes.
And I think that's probably the best way. As long as bands stay organic and happy to be together, that's probably the...
I guess you mentor them as well because you've been
Well,
doing it for
you try and
35
suggest the
odd
right
years.
path to go on, at
Oh,
least.
well
You know
done.
what I mean? But no, management takes a lot more. I manage my own act, obviously, because it's obviously my own act. But I think you need to have that little bit of a personal affinity with what you're doing and focus on that yourself. And usually they really appreciate that
So
sort of autonomy.
If you're a performer out there and you've done pretty well with yourself and you want more help, contact
That's right.
Slim Jim
That's
here,
exactly right.
and you can help them. Now, today we've got 10 events coming up.
Incredible events, and people that you and I both recognise well from the entertainment
definitely.
industry. Alison Moyet, I mean, one of our favourites. What a voice. Absolutely magnificent voice. She'll be appearing at the Riverside Theatre at the PCEC on Wednesday, the 4th of June. She's celebrating 40 years in the music industry. Alison Moyet's record sales total over 23 million albums and over 2 million singles worldwide. She's achieved significant chart success in the UK with all 10 of her studio albums and 3 compilation albums charting in the top 30 of the UK albums chart, including 2 #1 hits, All Cried Out and Invisible.
Oh, cried out and invisible. You think that I'm invisible.
I think you're going to get front row tickets to this concert
I reckon
somehow.
I'll be on the
I
bloody
just feel
stage
it
as
coming.
well.
She's also had 9 top 30 singles and 6 top top 10 hits in the UK singles chart. This is Alison Moyet's first tour since 2017, and she'll be promoting her new album that will be released in October.
Love really hurts without you.
Love really hurts without you. I love it.
And it's breaking
when
my
the
heart.
when the going gets tough,
get
out of my dreams, get into my car.
into
I mean, we're talking
my
about Billy Ocean.
Yeah, it's a great
and he'll be
legend.
coming to the Riverside Theatre also at the PCEC on Wednesday the 17th of September, courtesy of Leonard Promotions and Mellon Events. A Grammy Award-winning Billy Ocean, 75 years of age, is a Trinidadian-born British singer and songwriter who had a long series of hits in the UK and internationally. He's sold 30 million units worldwide. It's massive songs.
What do you reckon is most popular? Get out of my car or get into my
I
car?
think The Going Gets Tough was the biggest thing. And that was part of the Romancing the Stone series of movies that came out with Michael Douglas, if you remember those in the 80s. So, no, I reckon that was massive, that song.
I tend to agree. But all his hits were amazing as well.
They were,
still
and
are.
it's great to see that he's still doing it, and he's very, very capable of doing it. Beauty and the Beast, one of my favourite Disney musicals of all time.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, listen, you've got to go and see the show because Alan Menken, the actual composer of the music for Beauty and the Beast, is one of the greatest musical theatre composers of all time. This beautiful Disney's Beauty and the Beast is the enchanting and timeless tale being brought to life in a reimagined production boasting all the spectacle and grandeur audiences know and love about this beloved musical. This Australian touring production has received a 5-star rating from the Daily Telegraph, Herald Sun, Courier Mail, Guardian Australia and Time Out Sydney, and the reviews have applauded the cutting-edge technology, fabulous costumes and the big Broadway-style dance numbers paired with the incredible music by Alan Menken, as I mentioned, Howard Ashman and Tim Rice, who used to work with Lloyd Webber on some of the greatest musicals of all time, and brought to life a fantastic orchestra. Based on the 1991 animated film, the musical production of Beauty and the Beast has been playing for more than 13 years
well done.
on Broadway, which is incredible stay on Broadway, remaining to this day as one of the top 10 longest running shows in Broadway history. I've done the show myself, Fred, and I actually think it's one of the best musicals I've ever worked on. But Disney musicals are a next
they
level.
put the money in it, they've got the stars, they've got all the music, which
Incredible,
makes it
isn't it?
a big part of it.
They really are incredible
Look forward to that.
productions.
Beauty and the Beast is starting, when is that again?
Well, I should mention that,
24th of July.
24th of July to the 12th of September. It's only a limited run, so I think people should rush out and get their tickets
And
right
what about
now.
this one? You're hot and you're cold, you're in and you're not. MasterChef
Firework.
song. Yeah,
Of course,
exactly.
incredible. Katy Perry, one of the biggest artists in the world at the moment. Her Lifetimes tour is coming to the RAC Arena on Sunday the 22nd and Monday the 23rd of June, courtesy of Live Nation. Katy Perry is a singer-songwriter and television personality, obviously from was it American Idol?
Yes,
that we've seen her
definitely.
on just religiously in the last few years, and is one of the best-selling music artists in history. She sold 143 million records
I'd
worldwide.
love to see her bank account.
Oh, me too. Perry is known for her influence on pop music and her camp style, being dubbed the Queen of Camp by Vogue and Rolling Stone. Katy Perry is the world's highest paid female musician in 2015 and 18, with Billboard naming her one of the greatest pop stars of the 20th century.
And I'd agree with them too.
She's very
an
popular,
amazing-
but I don't know if I actually relate to
Look,
Katy like some of them.
I
have
guess
to
she's not
say.
our type of demographic, if we want to put it that
What
way.
are you saying? I'm too old to appreciate Katy Perry?
No, we're too young for her.
The cheek of you, Fred. The
But
cheek of you.
You're
indeed.
hot and you're cold. You're in and you're out.
Talk about great musicals, Fred. One of your favourites, ABBA, and bringing
been
back
cheated
Mamma
by
Mia to the
you.
Regal Theatre. It's going to be massive.
Now, this is Hammer Productions, isn't it?
It is. Marina Del Basso and Hamish McSporran, who I've worked with numerous times on different musicals.
You did the...
I did Beauty and the Beast with them
We Will
as well.
Rock You as well, wasn't it?
No, that was with Platinum, but I
knew
did
that was
Beauty and
good.
the Beast, I did Wizard of Oz,
Yes.
Legally
Are you
Blonde,
in
which
Mamma
was
Mia?
massive. No, I'm not, but I'll go and see it
Put a
for
blonde
sure.
wig on you, you'd be Agneta in no
There's
time.
no role for a bald man in that show, I can tell you.
Okay.
But Mamma Mia is a jukebox musical written by British playwright Catherine Johnson, with songs obviously by ABBA and Benny Anderson and Bjorn Ulvaeus. The musical includes Super Trooper, Lay All Your Love on Me, Dancing Queen, Knowing Me, Knowing You, Take a Chance on Me, Thank You for the Music, Money, 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 The Winner Takes All, Voulez-Vous, SOS and Mamma Mia.
Oh, I'd love to
They're
see
all
all
our
those.
favourite ABBA
They are,
songs.
and all the ones we know the words to.
Exactly. Over 70 million people have seen this show, which has grossed $4.5 billion worldwide since its debut in 1999. That's incredible money.
And there's still making royalties on it.
I imagine.
Benny and Bjorn, yeah, they are.
I mean, there's not a wedding reception I've been to where Dancing Queen isn't in the first, 5 songs being played. It features a wonderful cast here, all brilliant triple threats. Alethea Sartorelli, Tennille Van Zyl, Rachel Monami, Steve Simmons, Mike Nair, Phil Bedworth, Shalise Gosnell. I've worked with these people before. They're incredible, and it's going to be directed by Olivia Collier, and she's a quality director, let me say. But Mamma Mia is going to be fantastic at the Regal Theatre, as I said, between the 4th and the 13th of July. Again, a limited season.
Well done. That is, of course, Slim Jim. Jamie McCandy, what's your website if people want more information?
It's on my website. Go to the Facebook page, Slim Jim Enterprises, and all the information that we talk about is going to be on that as well.
Well done. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you.
Great
Keep
to see
up
you
the
again.
good work on Curtin FM as well. When are you back there?
Pretty soon, actually. I think Jenny's taking another break, so I get a bit of a run at it, which should
Curtin
be good.
FM in the afternoons.
12 to 3.
12 to
the
3.
afternoon
There you
show.
go. That's Jamie McCandy. That is it for the show today. Thank you for your company. I hope you've enjoyed the program. We certainly love making it here in WA for the whole of Australia. We love WA, we love Perth, and we love Australia as well, which is great as well. That is it for the show today. We're leaving you today with a wonderful, wonderful performance, can I just say, by my good friends from Treble. We recorded it downstairs. I hope you enjoyed meeting them as well earlier on. Hopefully they'll be back again very soon, but they live in Bunbury. But today they're singing for us a wonderful song called Fair Winds, Following Seas. Here they are. Have a wonderful week, Australia. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. As always,
When the sun begins to rise on yonder bay, and the stars shine bright to light your way, may the breeze be soft and the tide be true with every sail. My heart's with you.
Fair winds and following seas, wherever and however far you roam. Fair winds and following seas, till ye behold an anchor and hauling home.
As you voyage forth with courage bold to adventures, tales of your untold, knowing that my love is a guiding light, a beacon shining through the darkest night. Fair winds and following seas,
wherever and however far you roam. Fair winds and following seas, till ye behold an anchor and hauling home.
so raise your eyes to the heavens high, and let the wind whisper sweet goodbye. With spirits high and dreams inside, we'll meet again neath the moon's soft light.
Fair winds and following seas, wherever and however far you roam. Fair winds and following seas, till ye behold an anchor and hauling home. May you find joy in the journey ahead, with friendly waves may you be led, till the moment you return, oh son of mine.
Fair winds and following seas be always mine.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Retrovision, the right advice at the best price. Safety Compliance Global, taking care of all your safety requirements. The Ray Hotel, discover the best pub experience in Fremantle. And Eco Action, inspiring positive environmental change. Thank you all for supporting local.